One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. Then let me be free. One day I'm gonna be free. Mentally and physically, emotionally and spiritually. One day I'm gonna be free. I'm standing at the crossroads. I'm feeling like a lost soul. Don't know where I wanna go, but all I know is I wanna be free. They're telling me to let it be, but that just ain't in me, no. Jealousy and envy, but all I see is I wanna be free. See everything I wanna be, exactly what I'm gonna be. Don't let it get the most of me. Eventually, I'm gonna be free. See everything I wanna be, exactly what I'm gonna be. Yeah. One day I'm gonna be free. I'm gonna be free. Let me be free. One day I'm gonna be free. Mentally and physically, emotionally and spiritually. Yeah. One day I'm gonna be free. I told them take their aim off me. Stop trying to get a name off me. If they would just let me be, I'm gonna be free. I told them take some chains off me and throw away the locks and keys. If they would just let me be, eventually I'm gonna be free.
This morning, the USDA has approved cell-cultivated meat to be sold to the public for the first time.
So that's where it all starts, just a few cells.
2 cultivated meat producers now getting the green light to begin commercially selling their chicken, not raised on a farm, but in a facility. The meat is grown using real animal cells and large bioreactors fed with nutrients. I recently got a tour of California-based Upside Foods, the nation's first and largest cultivated meat producer.
You're making chicken.
Wow. What? So they're making lab grown meat right now? Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
This is gross. Have I been eating that?
Did you what?
Have I been eating that? Like, would I even know? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, more than likely you probably have.
Oh my God.
More than likely you probably have.
Oh.
So, but before we get started on that, first off, welcome everybody. I'm Archbishop. That's Mike Ball, and together with the Dominant Effect. So this week we talking about the food and what you may not know that you've been eating and have no idea. So, every day, dinner time, lunchtime, breakfast, whatever, what if I told you that the steak that you probably eating right now while you're watching this show is not really steak. Or the chicken that you fried earlier today for supper may not be what you think it is. So we're gonna dive into that a little bit because there's some stuff that's going on that's kind of it's really eye opening as to what's going on, and being the fact that it is going on and they're not actually telling you what's going on here. So like I said, this was the this was the story that I was going to bring up last week, but then I ended up pushing it back. And I'm actually glad I did push it back because I found out some other stuff that I didn't know then that I know now.
Oh wow,
So
that's good.
yeah, so I'm about to put all this on blast because I know uh, I think I had this issue the other day. I was at the Golden Corral, right? And you know how they got the one section in the middle there with a guy sitting there making the steaks, right?
Yep.
So I go there and I was like, "Hey, give me a piece medium." You flip around a little bit, hand it to me. Now you know those grills, they're the flat grill,
Yeah, the
right?
flat. Mhm.
So I get to my table and I go to cut it. And I flipped it on the other side. Why did that steak have char marks on it? But it was cooked on a flat grill.
It had char marks on it,
It
like
had char marks on
pre-made char marks.
It was char marks on the steak, but it was cooked on a flat grill.
That's crazy.
So I'm like, oh hell no. So I
Yeah.
cut the piece. Now, mind you, like I said, we supposed to did this story last week, and I didn't say nothing. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh hell no, we ain't about to do that. And I'm looking at the meat, and I'm kind of examining it a little bit, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
hell yeah, I would too.
hell no. this ain't this ain't what we about to do
For
today.
real.
We ain't about to do this. So okay, so here's the thing. So um there's a company called Upside Meat. And what they started doing was they started this um this cellular meat that they call culturing. Now, many may ask, like, what is culturing? Okay, so culturing is where you take stem cells from an animal,
Okay.
whether it's pig, cow, whatever. You can take those stem cells, and it started in a lab when they first started doing this, and they put them on these slides, and basically what happens is that these cells begin to grow into each other. Back some time ago, where you seen them experimenting, where they would grow like an ear on a rat and use it for a transplant and stuff like
Totally.
that.
Yep.
Okay, right along those same basics, but they doing it for actual muscle tissue, where these muscle tissues come in fibrous, where they connect together and they become meat.
Oh
Okay,
shit. That's
so
how that works?
yeah.
That's gross.
Um, so this is a $1 billion industry. Now it's like it's like massive, and it's not just in the U.S. It's
Oh,
all
it's
across,
not.
all across. Now what they're saying is that this keeps them from having to butcher and slaughter animals. Um, that keeps them from having to use up so much land, and they use the fact that there is a quote food shortage, and
As an excuse to be able to do
right,
it?
as an excuse to do this.
No way.
But here's the problem with them doing this: the it hasn't been thoroughly tested to the point that what is the systemic effect. And what I
Right.
mean by that is the long-term
The
effect
long term, and
of
they
you
can't determine
eating
that.
this meat. What is going to happen?
Right.
Okay.
What's going to happen after you eat it for 15 years?
Right. They have no idea
Mm.
because studies haven't even got back that far, because this is something that they just started doing. And they realized that they could do it, and they can do it on a mass scale, to where they can use it all the way around. So they also using it where they have an actual machine that's kind of like a 3D printer, that can
Crazy.
go through and print out this, use this 3D printer to print out actual meat, looks just like a steak, T-bone, whatever, and package it up and sell it to you. I got a video on it. You can check it out. Matter of fact, I got
Holy
two.
shit.
So I'm gonna play one. Both of them about a minute long. So I'm gonna play both of them so that way they can kind of really get a general idea.
Would you eat this? This is lab-grown meat that is 3D printed into the shape of a steak. Scientists swear by it, but the controversial part is that not enough testing has been done on it to fully understand its long-term side effects. The meat itself is grown from real animal stem cells that were replicated in a process called culturing. So far, all types of meat, from beef to even fish, has been 3D printed. Some are hailing this as the next great revolution that will solve all of the world's problems. But many are understandably skeptical. Growing meat in a lab would eliminate the need to raise and slaughter animals, which in turn lowers our carbon emissions and frees up a lot of land. This type of meat can also be produced on a massive scale and contribute to the end of world hunger. However, this technology is new and unproven. It takes decades of testing to fully understand the unseen side effects of lab-grown meat. And even if it is proven to be healthy, would people be willing to eat it? Remember, we didn't know the harmful effects of cigarettes until centuries after people began smoking them.
In front of you, do you think it is real beef? But it's not. It's 3D printed to specification. Printed out beef. Even the texture of the beef is clearly visible. The taste and texture are no different from real beef. The white snowflake pattern are the fat deposits between muscle fibers, and the red part is rich in fatty acids. The nutritional value for human body is very high. First, scientists need to extract the basic cells of Wagyu beef, and then put them in a container for cultivation. The fatty ratio of the meat can be adjusted autonomously. Muscle fat and 3 different types of fibers are separated from the liquid. After that, it will be collected in the laboratory for processing. Scientists will form each tissue into an ink form, into specific containers for cultivation. Both the shape and the percentage of fat and leanness. 3D printed meat can be pre-programmed with the appropriate parameters. Personalized size. As the print nozzle moves back and forth, the beef is now visible as a strand. However, at this point, the beef still needs to develop separate muscle tissue.
That's crazy, yo. That's crazy. And yo, shout out to, we got Kel up in a building with that membership. I appreciate you, my man. Before I had even started the live. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you.
Okay, now just on what you just seen right there, because it goes way more.
Why did you have to like turn my stomach, dude? Like I was all like hungry and stuff, feeling good. Like I'm, now I'm like, forget about it.
Well, see, it goes further than that. Now, I just showed you two different videos there.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them was talking about how they were able to actually clone it. You know what I mean? To where you take those cells and you culture it.
They showed the culturing of it. Yeah.
Right. It showed how that part went. Now, this is what's gonna turn your stomach here. Now, with those stem cells, you know that stem cells grow at a particular rate, but they don't grow extremely fast. Okay. So even if you're using stem cells, you have to add another cell to it in order for it to replicate as quickly as you need it to replicate.
So it'll do it in different timing if you didn't use it?
Meaning, like if you was, okay, so let's say that you was trying to do a steak, for instance, right?
Sure.
Okay, and you just using stem cells. Okay, well, if you just use stem cells, for you to make that piece of meat, let's say it would take you 6 months for those stem cells to be able to replicate enough to bond.
Right.
So you have to add another cell to it that mutates faster. So that way you mutate those skin cells quicker.
That's crazy.
Okay, to make it grow faster. Now, one thing you got to remember is that even after this has been packaged, these cells are still alive because it's, as you remember, that it had to mutate to form.
Right. It's got to mutate.
So it didn't stop growing once they made it.
See, that's crazy.
Right. Those cells are still alive. Now, here's the fucked up part. What cell do you think they use to make those stem cells replicate and mutate as quick as they do?
What do they use?
Cancer cells. Because cancer cells is the only
It
cell that
mutates really quick, right?
mutated quick. Mutate them with them with those skin cells to make it grow as fast as it grows. Now, here's the thing. You know we always come with receipts. So, watch this.
Lab-grown meat is made from cancer cells?
A chicken or a cow or whatever, that's because regular cells from a piece of animal meat, for example, just simply don't grow fast enough. Regular animal cells only multiply a few dozen times. So yeah, you're never going to get your lab-grown meat factory going with cells like that. You need a type of cell that will grow to infinity super fast. And you want to know what cells multiply super fast? Cancer cells. Think about it. Tumors grow fast and get out of control, which is why cancer is so scary. But that also makes cancer cells the perfect catalyst for lab-grown meat. But obviously, people knew that the reason you can grow monstrous masses of meat so quickly was because you were using cancer cells. They would chuck their lab-grown meat right into the toilet. So you call them immortalized cells instead.
Immortalized cells lines derived from various sources that have chromosomal abnormalities or mutations that permits them to continuously divide, such as tumors. So you mean to tell me that lab-grown meat is fucking cancer cells? Yeah, let that sink in. Let me know what y'all think about lab-grown meat being cancer cells in the comments. Like and follow for more wisdom and stay tuned.
A freaking tumor.
That's what they use. But see, that's the thing. They don't tell you that.
Of course not.
What did they say that they?
Yeah, what was that exact nomenclature they used? That
They
verbiage?
call it immortalized cells.
Immortalized.
Immortalized cells.
Wow.
Now, but on the package,
Stop the cap.
It'll say immortalized cells. It'll also say cultured meat. Okay. Now, it gets even worse than that. Now, like I said, this happens all across the world. They're starting to do this, right? And they're coming up with, even more. Like you said, they doing beef, chicken, pork, fish, where they're able to take those stem cells and replicate them to be able to make this meat. And like I said, they're using the fact that, okay, it's going to bring down carbon emissions because you don't have to worry about all the trucks having to haul them, and you don't have to worry about killing all these animals and whatnot. But
I'd rather that worry.
Right. But mind you, this meat that they're selling here is higher in price than the meat that you actually got from a cow.
What?
Yeah.
It's not even a cheaper alternative?
No.
Oh, dude. Forget about it.
Right. So you go into the store, the meat prices now, everybody knows that the meat prices have soared. Okay. Even though they switching over to this style of meat, that don't drop the price.
What the hell is going on here?
Right. The price is still going up because you think
there's something going on.
There's more of a process there now. Because you're not just killing the hog, processing it and shipping it out. Now you got to go through this whole thing where you got to do the cells,
the cells are mutating and shit.
You got to let them grow. It goes in a factory. It goes through the printing. It goes over here, does this. You know what I mean? So now you paying for more stuff. They telling you that this is the easy alternative. It's not the easy alternative because you're doing more processes to get it done. You know what I mean? So it's
yeah, I can see how it could be that.
Right. So you're using the point that you're saving the animals. Okay, you're saving the animals, but you're killing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what you're eating. You know what I mean? So
Straight
if
up
you chose
tumor
to eat
cells
it,
and shit.
right? So if you chose to eat it because you knew what it was, and you like, okay, cool, I don't mind eating it, then that's your choice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But don't let me pick up a pack of chicken in the store and I gotta sit here and read the fine print to see what it is.
For real.
You know what I mean? Whether I know this is gonna be an actual chicken that they done processed and packaged as a point to something that you done mutated and threw it in a package that you didn't use cancer cells to make in the first place, and then you selling it out. But then you wonder why come everybody catching cancer all of a sudden?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
because these cells are still alive. These cells are not dead.
Even if they were dead, I would not want to put dead cancer cells into my body. You know what I mean? Even if they were dead.
Exactly.
That's
You would think-
crazy.
You would think that. Now, what if I told you that they also do the same thing for humans, and they actually making and selling human meat?
Get out of town. Why?
What would you say if I told you that?
I'd say that we're absolutely insane as a human being species.
Okay. So
What is wrong with us?
they're they are actually culturing, processing, and selling human meat. Human meat.
Why?
Okay? And people are buying it. It's written on the pack, biggest day. It ain't even fooling you on that one. It's on the pack, biggest day, human meat. And they're eating it. So let me show you this. Over in the UK, there was a guy who actually went to one of these factories to see how it all takes place. You know what I mean? To see it firsthand as to what they were doing. And this particular factory is making human meat.
Over time, the human
Yeah, we wasn't gonna go that far. I didn't
Dude,
want to see that.
dude, what in the world? I still don't understand why. Like he explained why he's doing it, but I would understand maybe for scientific reasons, just to figure it out, or for testing, or weird stuff like that. But they're actually making this meat. Like
Right.
you saw that human flesh in transit being moved. Like what
Right.
in the hell?
Now, did you see the size of that?
Yeah, I saw the size of that thing. That thing was as big as a fish tank.
Right. So they take it, they cut it up into steaks, pieces, whatever. You know
Steve,
what I
I
mean?
agree with you. This is some crazy shit right here.
And that's what they sell it. Now, that particular company is a company called the Human Meat Project. And basically what it is that you can go contact these people and you can let them know where you want them to take the cells from, whether from your arm, stomach, leg, whatever.
That's what they were showing is you can
Mm-hmm.
decide where it's coming, where you want
Right.
it.
Right. And they will pay you for those cells to make the meat.
Now, what do they have to do? Scrape your cells or something? That's
Well,
gross.
they basically do like a biopsy and get your cells.
That's crazy.
Now
Absolutely gross.
now the Human Meat Project, they actually have a commercial that they
It's actually out there?
Yeah, there's a commercial that they actually put out. I got it. Hold on.
Over time, the human population has increased rapidly and globally, leading to a higher demand for food, especially meat products. With the higher demand for meat products, land for residential areas becomes difficult to find, and gas production and farm rises every year, making the lives we lead less sustainable. Here in Human Meat Project, we provide a more sustainable solution for tackling these issues. Our team will guide you to be well informed of how your health would be crucial in making a change in the world. Our team of doctors and scientists will make a thorough nutritional and medical check for every donation candidate. An in-depth selection and evaluation made for every applicant. Only the best quality human meat will be distributed. We believe that by donating us your body and your organs, we will make a change in terms of alternative meat consumption. Got a body? Donate now for a better tomorrow. For more information, visit us at www.humanmeatproject.com. Human Meat Project, for a better tomorrow.
Got a body?
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Dude. I've lost all faith in humanity. Why?
I mean, ain't that something though? I mean, like that's the actual commercial that they have out. Now, I've never seen it on. I've never seen it here, but that's the actual commercial that they have out, basically telling you, you know, to go donate your cells to make this human meat, and we'll pay you.
Got a
Now,
body?
you know there probably been a lot of people that's actually done this just for a payday. You know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure that you can sell that a whole lot and make more money off of it than you do donating blood and plasma. You can go right over there and let them scrape your cells or whatever, and they're gonna make some meat off of you. You know what I mean? Now it goes even further.
Oh no. Oh no. How can it go further than human flesh being made?
Well, it's still a part. It's still a part of the human flesh.
Oh man.
But did you know? Okay, let me tell you. Let me ask you a question. Who is? Let me ask. Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite celebrity?
Celebrity? Man,
Yeah.
I don't really. I guess if I had to pick one, Gordon Ramsay. How about that?
Gordon Ramsay. That's your favorite
Sure.
one?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about cooking, right?
Okay. So what if I told you that they have about Dahmer when he was killing everybody, was eating them. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Had a freezer full of dicks in there, and he just frying them up and souffling them and shit, and eating them like they sausage links. Ain't nobody saying nothing. Everybody
Like they're
talk about
sausage links.
act like it was the grossest thing in the world. Now you can go and you can be like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? I need you to make me some of this celebrity meat. You know what I mean? Now, like I said, it sounds far-fetched, but it is definitely true. Watch this.
Good morning to all my people, man. I had to talk about this fucking website. So, these people here are selling celebrity meat. And it's exactly just like it fucking sounds. On the website, it says it all starts with your favorite celebrity and a quick biopsy to obtain tissue samples. It also says they're isolating muscle stem cells. We grow celebrity meat in our proprietary bioreactors. These crackers is eating celebrity meat. Bite Labs. You can look this up. Bite Labs org. This is real life shit. These motherfuckers is eating people, eating celebrities, and trying to make that shit look green.
Now, this is a good question from Road Rage. But think about the possibility. We could grow Mike a new leg from his cells and transplant it, or we could be all walking around with 18-inch dicks. Epic, bro. Epic. I'm going to give it to you. Brutal.
That's very possible. It's very possible. I mean, if they're making it to eat, they can make it for anything else, right?
For real. Come on, man.
Now, I'm telling you what, when I start digging into this, man, it was like, man, this stuff is unreal. You know, because like I said before, years ago, when you mentioned the word cannibal or cannibalism, they thought that was the nastiest thing in the world. Remember when we watched the movie, what was it, with Hannibal Lecter?
Yeah, Hannibal Lecter.
I mean, he had the little plate, he's eating the brain on the plate. They're like, oh man, that's a nastiest thing. Okay. But these people are actually buying this. You know what I mean? This is a $1 billion industry that people are buying this. Now, a lot of these food chains are using this. A lot of these companies that's selling this stuff like Tyson Foods, they're using this meat. They're selling this meat.
They're the ones backing this shit?
A lot of these main name brand companies are buying this meat. This ain't like no cheap meat that you just buy off the side.
So it is actually expensive.
Yeah. This meat here is actually being made and processed by these name brand manufacturers that's being sold.
To sell it, not just, they're selling it for actual consumption.
Right. So you got, Jimmy Dean, Tyson Foods, all these different companies are buying this stuff and it's selling this meat. You know what I mean? It's not like we just talking about like, okay, this is just some meat that you're gonna find at Aldi's or one of them little cheap mom and pop grocery stores where you just see, this meat, or you ain't gonna just find it in a can like the old welfare cans that just said chicken on it, just had a picture of a chicken on the bitch or a picture of a duck on the side of it. It ain't that kind of meat. You know what I mean? Actually, that meat there is actually better than what they making here. You know what I mean? At least that was actual real meat. You know what I mean? This stuff here is actually, they're selling this stuff on the shelves, and these major manufacturers are the ones that are selling this stuff. But like I said, you got to read the package. You got to read the package to see what it says. You know what I mean?
But what am I looking for? They always hide it with some name, though. You know what I mean? What am I looking for? It's just not contains human flesh. I don't think it would.
Right. So it says like cultured. Okay. So you see the word cultured meat. You see on the ingredients that immortalized cells, stuff like that. When you start seeing that stuff, it's not going to be in the big print. It's going to be in the little package on the corner. You know what I mean? This product made out of this. You know what I mean?
It's going to be covered up by some crazy words, that are, scientific words and shit.
Yeah, that's the fine print that you don't see. And when you buy a pack of meat, you ain't even paying attention to that. It's gonna be you just rip the pack off, clean it up, batter it, and throw it on your grill.
Yep.
Not realizing what it is that you're eating. Now, on the human meat, it's on there. It's on there. It tells you exactly what it is.
So they're not even hiding from it.
Oh no. Being the fact that you in California bad for it.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
California bad for it because not only did they find human meat and stuff in like hot dogs and hamburger, hamburger and stuff like that in California, but they also found human and rat DNA in the meat in California.
Dude, this is what California gets. Rough.
You know what? They actually had a farmer there that had that was actually convicted because he had killed several people, and he was one of the manufacturers. He was grinding the people up. That's how he was getting rid of the bodies in California. But hold on, I got proof.
If someone served you human, you obviously wouldn't eat it, correct? You would think, but I'm here to tell you that if you've ever eaten a hot dog, you are a cannibal. Clear Labs examined 345 hot dogs to find that roughly 2% of them contained human DNA, with 2/3 of that human DNA being in vegetarian hot dogs. Share this video with a vegan because they're not excluded from this. Clear Labs actually found a black bean burger which did not have any black beans in it. And it's not just hot dogs. We know hot dogs are nasty. This lab also examined hundreds of burgers from Northern California to find rat and human DNA everywhere. Ground beef, chicken nuggets, and taco filling must include 35% actual meat and 65% filler. This is directly from the FDA. More than half of the meat in ground meat can be made up of chemicals, cornstarch, water, soy, silicon dioxide, food coloring, really whatever they want if they're getting away with human DNA. Now, most of this human DNA comes from hair, right? Loose hair is going to get in the food. It's almost inevitable. In fact, they actually are fully aware of this and they allow certain amounts of human hair in food. But that's not always the case. This Canadian farm, the owner actually disposed of a body within the food chain. He was charged with 15 accounts of homicide and would actually hide their bodies in with the ground meat. Where the heck's the rest of her body? This is vile. When you're dealing with this much volume in any given day, it's got to be very easy to just throw a leg in here, an arm in here, and then it just gets dismembered and put with all the normal ground meat. Once you're dealing with giant vats of stuff, I guess it gets pretty difficult to determine what's human and what's not. Let me know, are you ever going to eat ground meat again?
Sheesh. That's rough, dude. I don't know about any of this shit.
No. Now I seen a comment on there. It was like, would you buy something from this guy here? Well, no, I probably wouldn't buy nothing from him. But being the fact that everything he talked about is typed behind him, that you can read.
Yeah, it's actually an article that's written out.
Right. I got you.
Mm-hmm. And yes, Steve, it would be weird if you want a hot dog right now, dude.
I'm telling you, but this, can you think about, think about this though, for real. You know what I mean? Now, like I said, this has been going on for a couple years now. This ain't nothing that's actually.
It's not brand new.
It's more widespread now. It actually started about a year and a half, 2 years ago. But it has progressed, so far. But like I said, even if you look now, I looked and checked out the FDA to see what their regulations were, and that's actually true that the meat has to contain at least 35% meat and 65% filler.
Filler? What the hell is going to be a filler?
No, they use various stuff.
How can it not be the majority of it has to be like actually meat? Like, how can it not be less than half?
Because
even then, that's gross.
Think about it like this: you got some meat. Say you got a clump of meat this big.
Sure.
But you want to make the meat this big. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Like
I understand.
Like back in the day, people used to make meatloaf, right?
Sure.
They take the ground beef, they put it on there. But what did they used to add to the ground beef to make it bigger? They put oatmeal, stuff like that in it to make it expand, right? That's a filler. Some of them use, I've read reports where they use ground up bugs, mealworms, stuff like that, because mealworms is high in protein, and mixed it with the meat to boost the protein level up.
Holy shit.
In the meat. So you have them added fillers that's in the meat. So it's not, if you go and buy a pack of ground hamburger meat, that's not pure 100% ground hamburger meat. You got.
I literally thought it. I thought it was.
Right. You got 35% meat. You got 65% filler, but you paying $12 for a pack that big.
Yeah, for real.
And it ain't even all.
So I'm paying that much money for 30% beef.
Right, and it's not all meat. It's not all meat.
Now you guys can be pissed. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy right there. And to charge us to upsell us on that shit too, and the
Right.
prices continue to go up as you're adding fillers.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Exactly. Now,
Crazy.
you know, a lot of these ones when we talking about the actual human meat and this company, Good Harvest, they actually I want you to see the packaging on that. I'm trying to find the actual video on that because I want you to see the actual packaging of it
Oh,
and
cool.
see
Yeah.
because they actually went around and they had people to taste it to see if it tasted any different than regular meat.
Gross.
I think it's this
I agree with you, Steve.
one.
Oh man. Oh man.
And
How do you think their reaction is when they're like, "Yeah, that's human meat that was built in a lab"?
Right, right. Now you paying high dollar at the store and not getting what it is that you actually paying for.
For real. Yep.
You know, so like a lot of people would like instead of buying like the pack, you know, they buy the big tube
Yep.
of ground meat.
Yep.
Same thing. You're getting the same thing. 35% meat, 65% filler. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man.
Yeah, and this is gross, dude. This is actually like literally gross.
Mhm.
That's crazy to think about that this is what we've come to is literally 3D image printing meat and then let alone it not just ending there. It's got to be human meat.
Mhm.
Dude,
Now
why?
there was a report that I had seen, a video that I have also that they were they had genetically mutated salmon and they put the genetic mutated ones in the same lake as the regular salmon. And the
Really?
thing, yeah. So they put them in there thinking that okay, so you put this genetic one in there, you got a regular one in there. They ended up, you know, like they end up crossbreeding or whatever, which
Right.
start another strand of salmon. What happened was that the genetic salmon turned around and started killing out the actual salmon that was in the that they
Oh
had.
shit. Mm-hmm. They're
So they
untouched
like
salmon.
became right. So they became predatory and
Mm.
started killing the actual salmon that they had. So, but they still taking these, of course, and they, you know, cutting them up and whatever, and they say that it tastes the same or whatever, but of course, you know, they hitting it with the artificial flavor, they wiping it with the, you know, stuff to make it look like that it's bloody,
Totally.
but it's not, and all kind of stuff. So it's going, it's it's just crazy. It's going on and on.
Yeah, and what about, it sounds like a lot of this is kind of like what Gunpowder Nitro says. KFC is genetically made. It's not real chicken, but those mashed taters and gravy, dude. Those taters and gravy are bomb. But yeah, it's kind of it brings us to the point of genetically made, chicken and stuff like that, GMOs, all that crap that are, they pump up these animals with, and what they do, genetically to these this meat and shit. So it kind of almost is like two terrible worlds colliding. It's
Mhm.
kind of wild.
Mhm. Now, you know, I did hear that about KFC about them having uh, them
The
mutate
genetically made.
whatever, and that they had them in these spots where they like they wasn't like they were chicken, but they wasn't like a regular
Right.
chicken meat. You know, where they had four wings and four legs and all kind of different stuff that they had on there. Um, but I got one. I got one more that's even more crazy than what you just said.
Oh man, let's see it.
No, I ain't gonna show you the video yet. I'm
Oh,
gonna tell
okay.
you about it. I'm gonna tell you about it because now I just ran all these off to you. Now each one was a little more disgusting than the next one as we went down. Okay. So we talked about the U.S. and we talked about the U.K. Now let's talk about Japan.
So it's happening not in just two spots. It's happening around the world. This is crazy.
Oh yeah. This is worldwide. Yeah,
Oh man.
Worldwide gross. But in Japan, they figured out how to take sewer shit and make a steak out of it.
And make a steak?
They made a steak, and they're selling steak made from human waste.
Get out of town.
It happens to have 63 grams of protein, 25 carbs, 3% lipid, and 9% minerals, which they use like enhanced flavor and soy protein on top of whatever. But they use the sewage mud excess. So like after they drain it and they got the sewage mud that's on the side of the walls and all that, they use that and make actual steak out of it. So,
dude, this is
so
crazy. Why? Why would they want to do that?
Right. So you go in a restaurant, you eat the steak, like, man, this is a shitty steak. It probably is.
It literally is a shitty steak, dude.
Well, let me show you.
It just made meat from your number 2. Japanese scientists have developed a method to create edible steaks from human feces. Unbelievable? Well, it's happening. Mitsuyuki Aikida, a researcher at the Okayama laboratory, collaborated with Tokyo Sewage to address sewage mud excess. They discovered the content in the mud contains high protein due to bacteria. So, the team isolated and combined these proteins with a reaction enhancer. Result? Synthetic steak. The meat comprises of 63% protein, 25% carbs, 3% lipids, and 9% minerals. And it's visually enhanced with food coloring for a red hue and improved flavor using soy protein.
You gotta be kidding me.
Man,
Yo.
I can't make this up if I tried. I can't make this up.
Bro, this is insane.
Now, you remember back when we were growing up and your parents used to say that you can't polish a turd?
Oh,
you can't
man.
polish one, but you can damn sure make a steak out there, something. That's for sure.
That's crazy. Yep. Why would you really honestly want to do that? I mean, I understand what they said, that it's a sewer, they're helping out their whatever they're dealing with, or the sewage waste and all that. But still, how's that work ever? You know what I mean? Like, how's that? How's your body not gonna die?
Yeah, like I don't know how they
how do they make it where it's not gonna make you sick?
Right, like who came up with the idea? Like, okay, well, let me take this and add a little something to it, and I can make some meat out of it.
I would think people would do what we've done before, where they show cleaning the water completely and making it into drinking water, essentially. I can actually understand that concept, but to make it into like just steaks, from shit, dude, like, why?
Okay, like even with the water. Now, once again, that's another thing that happens in California. Y'all some nasty fucks over there, man. Y'all do nasty shit over there. I'm just saying.
The Japanese? Yeah.
But no, I'm talking about in California.
Oh, okay. That's
where that shitty water came from too. Yeah, that shit water come from over there too. Now, even though that water looks clear, right? Would you really sit there and say, I mean, like you sitting there looking at this water knowing that it may or may not at one time had a turd floating on? Really? I mean, like it's clear now. And they done got rid of that. But just the whole thought that that when you finish the show and you go in the house and you go in there and pour you a glass of water out the tap, you're gonna look at it and be like, was there a floaty in this before it came in?
Damn. That's so crazy, bro.
You know, but you know,
That's so
everything
wild.
happens in California anyway. You know what I
It
mean? Like,
does. It
you
does.
know, everything gives you cancer. You know, everything gives you cancer. But you can drink turd water and it's cool.
But it's cool.
You
Yeah.
know, you can go to the Japanese hibachi grill and get you a shitty steak and it's cool. You know what I mean? But everything else is gonna give you cancer. Everything else.
While they're feeding you cancer at the same time.
Right, right. How they using the fake meat with that they use
With
actual
literal
cancer
cancer.
to give to you in the first place. You know what I mean? That's why so many countries do not sell US stuff to their people because they put so much stuff in the food that we eat in here that other countries don't want no parts of it. You know what I mean? A lot of the breakfast cereals that you feed your kids, they don't even sell overseas. They don't want it.
Yep.
A lot of the canned meat
I
stuff
do know
like
that
that,
part.
they don't want it. A lot of the soft drinks, they don't want it because of the stuff that they put into it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But then you wonder why people are always sick, or they got kidney stones, or they having all these different surgeries for different problems that's going on with them. It's because of the stuff that we eating, because of what they putting into it that you have no idea. So you sitting there looking at the ingredients and you see something with a word on it that's this damn long.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what that is.
Exactly. That's what I was getting at
But you eat
earlier.
it.
Is those long ass words that we don't know what the hell they are. You know what I
Right.
mean? There's some
You don't know
fancy
what it
term
is.
for
They ain't
human
telling you what
flesh.
it is.
Yeah.
Right. So you in a grocery store, you ain't about to look this up and see what is diohyoamidrate
Right.
sulfate. I mean, you don't know what that is. You just be like, oh, whatever. And you put it on the cart. You take it home and you fix it and you eat it and you feed your kids and you call it a day, not realizing what it is you didn't actually ate.
Right. You have no idea what
Okay?
you just put in your body.
Exactly.
And that's the truth for most of the food that we eat now anyways. Most people don't know what the hell they're putting in their body.
Right.
Including this.
So
I mean, I'm sure like if I read this, you know what I mean? Oh, actually there's only one word in here that's phosphoric acid. That's only like kind of like the harder one, but there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ingredients, including caffeine in this. But that's because it's Hencho in Mexico. You know what I mean? You get the Americanized one and you got like all this glucose syrup and all this crap, you know? Yeah.
Right.
Crazy.
Okay. So do you know what glyphosate is? Okay. Glyphosate is what they use in the weed killer Roundup. That's a lot of the stuff that they use to spray on on the produce and stuff like that. That they are with a lot of these fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. Supposed to be to kill the bugs and all that, whatever. But that stuff actually seeps into the fruit. Which
Into
you
the
in turn,
fruit?
yeah. So you in turn eating this, you basically poisoning yourself. That's what you're doing. Now, you have a lot of people who says, okay, I'm not worried about this meat because I'm a vegetarian.
Sure.
I don't eat that stuff. I go to Whole Foods and I buy all my fruit fresh from Whole Foods. And I don't have nothing to worry
So you're
about.
still not safe.
Wrong. Because when you go into Whole Foods and you buying this stuff, there's a number. Because they have an actual code. It's called a POU code. It's like a price lookup code.
Oh yeah,
So
the product
when
list.
when you buy a piece of fruit and it has the little sticker on it.
Yep.
Okay. There's a code on it. So the first number on that code tells you where that fruit came from. So if it's a number 3 or a 4, it tells you that particular fruit has been sprayed with a GMO or genetic modified agent.
Really? So a 3 or a 4?
like Roundup. Okay, if it's a 9, it's straight organic. It has the number 9 on it.
Okay, so
Straight
that's
organic.
what you want to see.
Right, and it's grown completely without pesticide whatsoever. You know, straight from the tree to there. Okay. If it has a number 6 on it, you can't tell whether it's been sprayed or it hasn't been. They don't tell you.
So do they not
3 or
know?
4, right. It could be either or.
Oh,
what they're
wow.
saying. It could be either or. It could
And
be
what
sprayed.
number
it could
is
not
that?
be
A
sprayed.
6?
6.
6.
6 is either or. It could be sprayed. It could not be sprayed. 9 is completely organic that hasn't been that's been grown without pesticides. Like they didn't use anything to actually grow the fruit.
Right.
Okay, like it grew. Mother
Naturally.
Nature grew it. That's what
Yeah.
it was. Doesn't mean it wasn't sprayed. It just means that it was not grown with any enhancers.
Oh, see, that's a little bit of a. See, I would have kind of thought if it's completely natural, it's natural. You know what I mean?
Right. No. So it's not like they pulling it up and saying, okay, I'll pick this orange right off the tree. It's going straight over here. We're going to clean it. Boom. No. What it's saying is that it grew from this tree and we didn't use any kind of chemical at all as a genetic modifier to make this tree grow bigger and produce more fruit. The only thing it's saying is that, you know, we didn't add nothing to this one, but we did have to spray the tree for bugs. You know what I mean? To keep the insects
But
off.
they're not openly saying that. Hey, we spray this shit. You know?
Exactly.
Crazy.
Exactly. So even when you saying that you're buying organic fruit, you're not buying truly organic fruit because it's all being sprayed. Okay, it just depends on what is being sprayed on. What's been sprayed on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if it's a 3 or a 4, it's been sprayed with a GMO. The actual tree itself has been genetically modified to grow and produce more fruit. The fruit itself has been modified. That's when you go and you buy the oranges that's completely bright orange, ain't no green on it whatsoever, completely orange, and you bust into it and eat it and it tastes like cardboard. Or you go and buy the fruit that's already cut up, that's in the little
in the
container,
bowls,
and you bite into it and it's no juice to it whatsoever.
Totally.
It's hard, has no sweetness to it whatsoever. It's not even real. Because a lot of that stuff they're genetically making. It's not even real. But I got one on here talking about this whole food, and then I got one that actually tells you about the actual price lookup and what to look for. So I'm gonna hit you with a back-to-back one on this one.
Okay.
You guys need to watch this video. The truth about Whole Foods.
Many people have the completely wrong impression of what Whole Foods sells. They think Whole Foods sells products that are entirely non-GMO, products that are clean, that don't have heavy metals, that don't have pesticides, that don't have glyphosate or herbicides.
Yeah.
That is completely false. Whole Foods Market all across the country sells products to its customers that contain heavy metals, that contain glyphosate, pesticides, herbicides, and GMOs.
What?
The company has created a false impression where many of their customers think that they don't sell any GMOs or they don't sell anything artificial. They've got a sign out on their store in North Austin that says nothing artificial ever. And then inside the store,
Get you some sea moss right now. Link in bio. Follow me for good luck. Let's get.
Did you know that fruits never have labels? They always have a unique PLU code or price lookup code. And this PLU code tells you if your fruit is GMO, if it has been sprayed by glyphosate and other cancer chemicals, or if it's organic. And here is the secret code they use, which is easy to remember. If the PLU starts with a 3 or a 4, it has been grown conventional, meaning it has been sprayed and been genetically modified. If it starts with a PLU code of 6, it could be either sprayed or organic. It's not telling you. The number you really want to get is number 9, which means that the fruit is organic and has been been grown without pesticides and that has not been genetically modified. Follow for more.
So now I know what to look for when I buy that shit.
Right. So like I said, if it has a 9 on it, you're good to go.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was actually raised, grown from a tree. They didn't put
Pretty much
anything
else. Anything else, you're pretty much screwed.
Right. Anything else, you run in the gauntlet. If it's 3 or 4, it's definitely been modified. It's definitely been genetically modified. It's definitely been sprayed. If it's a 6, you don't know.
They don't know, yeah.
Right. It may have been sprayed, may not have been. You know, so a lot of these fruit that you see, when you look at that sticker on it, you know what I mean? You need to pay attention to what it is that's on that sticker. When you see that sticker and it has a 3, 4, or 6, put it back. Put it back. You don't want it because it's been sprayed. And
so realistically, I wonder what the percentage is. The percentage of how many fruits are actually truly organic compared to anything that's genetically modified and or been sprayed.
Well, I don't have the
I know, but this is I wonder how much, because it's only got to be like what, 10-15% of the fruits that are in our stores.
I would say.
It just seems like that's about the ratio that I would guess. You know what I mean? It's not a true, number that I know, but I'm just guessing. Crazy.
Yeah. So this has been something, man, going through actually looking at some of this stuff, you know what I mean? And when I went through and started looking, like I said, last week we was gonna do this particular topic, a lot of this stuff here I didn't have.
Right.
I hadn't found it. So being the fact that we ended up moving it on
1 week, we pushed it.
I was able to find some more stuff that was like, wow, I had no idea about this. You know what I mean? And this is stuff that you don't hear about this. They don't
Hell no.
put that out there as to what they're doing with this meat. They're not going to do that, because if they do, people going to stop buying it.
You're going to cause upset and uproar in the community.
People going to stop buying it. You know what I mean? Unless you just really don't care and you like, okay.
They just got to slyly put that shit in there,
Right. You know what I mean? Everything don't taste like chicken, people. You know what I mean? Even though that's what they used to say. You put something on it, everything tastes like chicken. No, it don't. No, it don't.
Not the cap.
I mean, especially when you know what it is. So even though it may look good and you take you a bite, you got to realize, like, okay, this is something that was grown in the lab, or
right. I don't think my body could, like, if I ate it without knowing, sure, maybe, but like if knowing that it came out of a lab, like I don't think I could. Just be like, oh yeah, sure, let me try this out. Like, just the idea.
Right. See, but the bad thing about that is that, like I said, we just now talking about this. We've all probably eaten it. We've all eaten it.
I know, and that's what I was worried about.
I'm pretty sure we've all eaten it.
That's something that I've been worried about.
See, but then you have people, like I said, like being the fact like, oh, well, you know me, I probably already eaten it, so it ain't, must not be that bad.
Right.
But like I said, when you ate it, you thought it was actual beef.
Totally.
You thought it was actual chicken. You thought it was actual hamburger.
Punked you.
You thought it was actual steak. You know what I mean? You didn't realize, like, once the brain kicks in as to what this is, you're like, nah, I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm good.
Hell yeah. See, that's the way I'd be. It's just, nah, I'm good, bro. Nah.
Right.
I'm good.
Right. Just like I was when I seen that steak that already had char marks.
Had char marks? Yeah, like that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like I flipped it over and I'm like, hold up.
How can it have char marks if you've been on a flat grill or a flat top? How can it have char marks?
Right. Right. Exactly. Now back a couple years ago when they were trying to say that the government was paying farmers to destroy crops and stuff like that to cause an actual food shortage and all that. I wouldn't check that out. just to see. And I found out that that was an absolute lie. Never took place. Went through and actually pulled up a couple videos of people that had actually put it out there. And then when I got to digging into it, they wrote full statements saying that they had made it up.
Oh, wow.
So, right. So either it didn't actually happen, or, they could have been told, shut the hell up. That could have been possible. But as of right now, they saying that is not true, that never took place. But this meat thing here is supposed to be able to save the planet and keep them from killing the animals.
So that's really the sell on
and
this.
the land or whatever. Okay, but why would you say it's going to save land? Because if you're not killing the animals, it means you're going to have more animals that's going to take land, right?
Totally.
Okay, so why would you say that what you're doing is freeing up land? It's not freeing up land. You actually
you're actually populating it now.
more land because
Right.
you're not killing animals. You know what I mean? So if you're going to say, okay, we're not going to butcher another pig, another cow, we're not going to kill no more chickens, we're going to use just this and just this only. You know what I mean? So
Well, they can make certain claims like you're saving the animals, but to say that you're freeing up, property or space, that's not true. I don't see how they can make that claim.
See, but this is what you use to kind of smooth it over.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, I didn't, this is, if we say that it's going to be better for the animals, and that's going to keep PETA off our back, because we ain't going to be butchering the animals. And if we say that it's going to be able to do this, and that's going to keep these people off our back because we're able to solve the food problem or whatever. But being the fact that this stuff has not been properly tested, and you actually started eating this stuff, who's to say 5, 6, 7 years from now that you started having problems that you wouldn't have normally had because of the stuff that you eat.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Now you may be, you may say, okay, well, I'm gonna cut down fried foods. I'm gonna eat baked goods from this point on. I'm gonna eat baked chicken, baked steak. Still fake.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Still ain't real. You know what I mean? It's still the same stuff.
It don't matter the way you cook it.
Right. So the nutritional value is okay. Like you're gonna get all this protein and carbs and all that stuff off of it, but it's not
at what cost though.
I think it is. Right. It's not what you think it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we put this out here just basically to let you guys be aware as to exactly, like, pay attention to what it is that you eat. Look at them stickers on that fruit and stuff like that to see exactly what it is that you're eating, because you could be just sitting there eating an apple and it's loaded with pesticide.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You actually sitting here poisoning yourself, poisoning your kids. Kids love fruit. My kids used to love to go in there and eat apples and oranges and stuff all the time.
That's the way my daughter is. She eats fruit. Both of them actually.
Right.
They both eat.
They eat it all the time, and you're like, okay, cool. They eating fruit. Eat all you want.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Not knowing what I know now, that they spraying so much pesticide and stuff on this fruit that is actually, it's not stuff that actually washes off. It actually soaks into the skin. So when you eat an apple, you just rinse it off and you just bite the apple. You eat the skin and all, but it's absorbed that pesticide.
Totally.
So you eating poison.
Wow, that's gross.
So
I guess I never really thought about it.
Yeah. So it's just some stuff now that you gotta, like,
you gotta look out for.
Right. We put it out there for you to pay attention to what it is.
It's being aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
And that includes
they're not going to tell you. And before you know it, you have no idea what you ate.
Crazy.
So that's all I got for you guys today.
Shoot, well, I'm
sure I done grossed your ass out enough today.
Totally.
So
you did.
I'm gonna turn it over to you.
So I got me a package from Miss Lotus. I'm not going to show the shipping label because that's my home address. But let's go ahead and do a little unboxing real quick. Let's see if I can do it
You don't want
without.
no stalkers? Is that what you're saying?
Let me see. Yeah, right. Let me
You don't?
see if I can do this without. Yeah, I can. I was going to see if I can do it without any sort of knife or something. There we go. Feels like it's Christmas right now. All right. Let's throw this down here. All right. What's this gonna be, man? I'm always super excited for this shit. All right. She did a good job packaging it up. Damn.
And I see she didn't want you to get in it.
Mm-mm. Oh shoot. Whoa. No way. Holy shit. Oh wow. I see it. That's crazy, yo. Look at the color.
Okay.
Wow. That's crazy looking, man. That's radical. And it came with in the box. This is perfect. Cleaning utensil, man. You got to be able to clean your shit. That's awesome. Man, the colors on that is sick.
Yeah, I think that probably glows.
Yeah, hell yeah. I can tell by the film. That's pretty crazy looking. Looks super realistic, but yeah, man. I can't thank Miss Lotus enough for that. That's what's up. All right, there we go. We got our collection over here now, you know?
Right.
Let's get this going over here. Yes. I appreciate you, Miss Lotus. Thank you for that. Absolutely. Make sure it's not ticking. Exactly. Very interesting show. Yes, I appreciate you guys for hanging out with us and chilling with us on this topic. I know this is like, as AB just said, like I probably just grossed the shit out of you. You did. You grossed me out very, very much. You know, I guess enough that I'm not going to probably eat for a couple of days. Great. I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, I'm definitely grossed out by it. And whether, you know, whether even if half of that shit was true, even just half, I would be like very skeptical. And I am. Like now this makes me want to sit here and like look at labels like nonstop when I'm buying anything meat related now. I think I'm going to definitely be doing a double take on the actual label. I think that probably is something that we should be doing anyways. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, go back and look. I mean, go back and look. You know what I mean? A lot of the stuff that we put out here, like I said, we go through and we do the research and we put it out here. But go through and look at it for yourself.
Right.
So,
right.
Because even though we may talk about it, and we may put the video out to show you that this is actually real. I mean, go in and look some of this stuff up and do your own investigation on it. You know what I mean? And that way you can see for yourself that what it is that we're talking about here is legit. You know what I mean? It's not just something that we using to bring up in a show. You know what I mean?
Totally.
This is stuff that we bringing up because, you know, number one, it needs to be brought up. Number two, ain't nobody gonna talk about it. And
well, and that's what, you know, Michael said, or Michael is saying, you know, not many want to talk about this subject. And that's very true. I mean, everything on the Diamond Effect, most people are not going to talk about. That's why we've been heavily demonetized off of YouTube. You know what I mean? Like it's almost every single episode. I think we've gotten one episode through that got monetized, but every other one has been demonetized. So you guys can donate to the show right here if you guys are ever so kind to do so or inclined to do so. There is a Cash App for Archbishop, $Bishop, 8752. That's his Cash App. And then my Cash App is $ball valve, or at Venmo, it's going to be at ball valve. Same thing as Cash App, basically. But yeah, man, what a radical episode. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please make sure you guys like the video. It helps us. That's like giving us $5 right there. Same thing with sharing it. When you do that, that's the internet's way of, actually doing the whole word of mouth kind of thing. That's the way we do it on the internet. So, and also hit that notification bell on the channels, man. If you guys aren't part of our Facebook group yet, make sure you guys get in the Facebook group. The Diamond Effect on Facebook, you can just look that up and it'll instantly pop up. And you just got to answer about, I think, 3 or 4 questions, and then we'll let you in.
Yeah, that one, the actual group page is actually,
it's booming.
Yeah, we've it's like 970 something. So we're trying to hit 1,000 on that. So like I said, if you're not,
we're right there.
Right, if you're not currently on there, go on there and check it out. I mean, go on Facebook, type in the Diamond Effect, it'll take you right to it. Answer a couple questions, come on over. We're trying to hit that 1,000 mark. Like, I would like to hit the 1,000 mark by next show. I would like to hit that 1,000 mark. I would actually like to do over that 1,000 mark by next show.
Right, we can do it. I believe in all of you guys out there. I think you guys can do it.
Now next show is going to be a little interesting. I got an idea today. I was talking to my moderator, Heather, and she gave me an idea that in a video that we had seen that it's gonna fool you. It's gonna fool you a little bit because I'm not gonna give it away, but I'm gonna say this. It's more along the lines of, they told you that it was this, and this is what they were doing. But in all actuality, it's this. This here was a smoke screen. Everything else that they put underneath it is what's going to affect you. So we're going to get it together. We're going to put it out next week. That's going to be next week's show. It's going to be really interesting.
I'm always, looking forward to the Diamond Effect.
Yeah,
the Diamond Effect is something that I want to learn every time that I get on here, and I do. You know what I mean? That's why I sit back and really take in what has been researched, and you go, head first into all these topics, which I love, and being able to put in what I understand it to be, and, we get to have a good time. I really enjoy this show.
So we're gonna dive into this one, and I know this one's gonna have a lot of moving parts to it, just simply because this particular thing is so big, and I wanna get into it and get down to the little pieces other than this part here, because I know that there's other pieces into it, and we're gonna find all of it out. We're gonna put it out, but that's next week. So we've been here 123.
Elliot Rivera, FaceTime video.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell everybody I appreciate you once again coming out, watching the show. Me greatly appreciate it. Like I said, every week we're growing, the show's growing. I just looked at the subscribers now. We're over 29,000. Actually 29,650 as of right now. And it's growing. So that means more people's watching, more people paying attention to what we're talking about. So
right.
Whether we get monetized or demonetized or whatever, those numbers there is what makes us drive and dig and pull up this stuff to be able to tell you about.
Totally.
So, like I said, like, follow, subscribe, hit that like button, share it with your people, have them tune in and watch it, because the way things are going right now, you need to know everything that you need to know. You know what I mean? You don't want to be on the outside on some of this stuff, because there's a lot of stuff going on right now. A lot of stuff going on. And like I said, we only on here one day a week, but I'm trying to put it out to you as quick as I can put it out to you. So, like I said, I appreciate you all for coming. I appreciate you all watching. I appreciate you all support. And I'll see you all in 7 days.
Yes, sir. We'll see you guys in 7 days. See you very soon. Later.
One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free, then let me be free. One day I'm gonna be free, mentally and physically, emotionally and spiritually. One day I'm gonna be free. I'm standing at the crossroads, feeling like a lost soul. Don't know where I wanna go, but all I know is I wanna be free. They're telling me to let it be, but that just ain't in me, no. Jealousy and envy, but all I see is I wanna be free. See everything I wanna be, exactly what I'm gonna be. Don't let it get the most of me. Eventually, I'm gonna be free. See everything I wanna be, exactly what I'm gonna be. Yeah. One day I'm gonna be free. I'm gonna be free. Let me be free. One day I'm gonna be free, mentally and physically, emotionally and spiritually. Yeah. One day I'm gonna be free. I told them take their aim off me, stop trying to get a name off me. If they would just let me be, I'm gonna be free. I told them take some chains off me and throw away the locks and keys. If they would